So the pandemic, no doubt, shook up travel, and now a lot of us feel shaken up ourselves as we want to get back out there, especially when it comes to traveling. And so here to give us some tips this morning, local travel expert and Taylor Hartzell, the hip travel mama. Good morning to you. Great to have you with us.
Good morning, Bill. So good to be here. And I almost got a little choked up with as we talking about the pandemic being over. It's been a long couple of years.
Oh, I know. And you know this very well because you were actually on vacation traveling when the mask mandate was lifted from airplanes. So talk about the trip you took and how that went for you.
Yeah, absolutely. So during the pandemic, we've been very, responsible with traveling, but needed it for our mental health. Remote school. I have a senior and a middle schooler. It's been super challenging, as all parents know. Travel has been our savior to just do small trips and be responsible in that. Last week we went to Orlando for a roller coaster ride trip to remind us what being kids are again. And we flew over with masks and then realized that the mask mandate had been lifted. And so on last Friday, flew back. It was quite the experience, small talk, a lot of joyful smiles in the airport, on the airplane. People, of course, making their own choices, but it was just so nice to see people's smiling faces again.
Yeah, absolutely. But there are folks that are still wary about traveling, especially because of the loosened restrictions. Do you have any advice for those folks?
I say you do you. If you feel more comfortable in an N95 mask, please do. I think we all have to make our own choices and keep each other safe, but I think our focus should now pivot to the mental health crisis that we're having in our country with our kids as parents. This roller coaster ride, I shared a picture of our two girls riding on a roller coaster. I feel like we've been on this roller coaster for 2 years, and we really have to balance our mental and our physical health for our families.
Yeah, and you said the trip that you took was more for your mental health than anything. So what do you think we learn about life from traveling?
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's a few things. One, be intentional with your planning, right? So we know that there's been a lot of unpredictability, but we can be just the simple act of planning and dreaming can provide us with some hope. And don't be afraid to wander too, right? Like exploring new places, seeing new things. It really is good for our minds, but it's also good for us to step out of our homes, especially when we've spent so much time here. And I feel also like you're not really lost if you're finding your way, right? So we've all been through one heck of a whopper of a journey those last couple of years. And I think travel, it really teaches us that things don't go always as planned and that you can adapt, and that getting out and meeting people is really where we find sort of this common ground in understanding each other.
All right. So, Ann, before we let you go here, we know that airlines are raising prices right now. Gas prices are through the roof, and that's contributing to some of that. We're also seeing pilot shortages. Are there deals to be had? I know you're scanning the stuff constantly.
Yeah, I actually in the next hour have some tips for summer travel. There's not a lot of deals out there, but you can. There's a few tips where you can sign up for, airfare alerts. You can download apps to track prices. I've got some good tips in the next hour for saving money on summer travel.
Okay, so we will check back with you in a bit. So Ann Taylor Hartzell, we always appreciate you having here. And coming up at 9:20, she will be back talking about the best ways to score those deals on summer travel.